Taurus season is where you get rooted and build something real. Taurus season isn't about starting something new. It's about deciding what's actually worth keeping. This is where energy slows down, becomes physical, and asks, what feels good enough to stay? Welcome back to Beauty by Design. We are transitioning from Aries season, which is about go and motivation and just do it, into Taurus energy, which is staying, receiving, building. If Aries was the spark, Taurus is what is containing that fire as it develops. And now's the time when things become real in your body, your space, your routines, your standards. Taurus is a fixed earth sign. It's grounded, sensual, steady, persistent. It builds slowly and it builds to last. It's ruled by Venus. Venus is the love interest. She's values, beauty, self-worth, how you relate through desire, pleasure, boundaries. She's what you love and care about. So during the season, it's not just about slowing down. It's about refining your taste, refining what you love, invest in, surround yourself with, and allow into your life. And it's tied to second house energy, which is about your body, possessions, your money, your values. It's the place everything becomes tangible. Self-worth is not what you say you value, it's what you actually maintain. And it's where things get physical. So as we move through the energy of Taurus, through the human design gates, we're going to go back to the cards. Gate 3, if you remember, this is a bridge gate that spans between Aries and Taurus. And gate 3 is that change at its earliest stage, the moment where everything feels messy, uninformed, uncertain, but there's that power to transform nothing into something. It's not graceful at first, it feels like chaos, but as that energy transitions into the sign of Taurus, it's like trusting the process and letting things unfold one small step at a time. And that sacral energy is that power to keep going, to stay with it, to lock into the process. Then we move into gate 27, which is again a sacral energy. And this is the ability to care, to nourish people, care, nurturing, and support. It can tend to overgive and pour from an empty cup and feel responsible for everything and everyone, but it's also beautiful in its devotion. And that comes from feeling full, not depleted. You can comfort others best when you care for yourself first. Then we move to gate 24, which is about musing, contemplation, and invention. I like to call this the rock tumbler. If you have this in your chart, I know you know what I'm talking about. This energy works like a rock tumbler, just churning a thought over and over and over until it becomes clear. But the shadow of the rock tumbler is rumination, mental looping, trying to force an answer that isn't ready yet, very much getting stuck on a thought. The beauty of it is allowing clarity to arrive. When you free your mind, everything else follows. And gaining insight here comes from allowing yourself space, not from pressure. And then we move on to the G center. Gate 2 is about direction, but it's not about forcing anything. This is Wu Wei. It's effortless action. Do without doing it, it all gets done. You don't need to chase your path. You need to feel it. But the shadow of it can feel like being behind, being restless, trying to push, trying to force and make things happen. The medicine here is so much about just trusting divine timing, right place, right time, and allowing life to meet you. This is my own Chiron placement. That's going to be a whole other episode. Then we move into 23, which is about simplicity, distillation, taking things down to their core essence, taking something super complex and being able to refine it into the truth. This can lean toward over-explaining, over-complicating things, the fear of being misunderstood. But the beauty is clarity, simplicity. What is quintessential? It's a throat gate, so this is amazing for really making your message clear, simple, clean, and powerful. And finally, in Taurus season, we end on gate 8. 8 is about style, contribution, self-expression, very creative energy. And it's where your energy becomes recognizable because it is a style, very personal. It's not performative. It's not forced. The shadow here is trying too hard, seeking validation, being performative. And the beauty, of course, is authenticity, being genuine, like legitimately being it. So when you look at this full progression, we're moving from chaos to care to contemplation to direction to clarity to self-expression. And all energy in the human design chart is trying to make it to the throat, to be expressed. This is how you get you out into the world. And it's how things become real. So now speaking of Taurus and beauty rituals, Taurus rules the body, the throat, the senses, pleasure, what we value. And the beauty here is about the experience, 3D reality, facial massage, neck and décolleté care, slow, intentional application. Think goddess Venusian, Aphrodite energy, rose, jasmine, neroli, salt baths, cacao, luxurious textures, rich creams, decadent layers, silk pillowcases, cashmere sweaters. This isn't just beauty from a visual aspect. This is an immersive experience. Like Taurus wants to be wrapped up in all of its senses, everything: taste, touch, scent, hearing, sound. Taurus wants to be immersed. Drink the good wine, buy the high thread count sheets. Taurus is not about excess, it's about intentional luxury. It loves its things. It loves what it can hold. So moving on to transits, we have something pretty major happening. Uranus enters Gemini on April 25th. That happens in gate 8. Again, 8 is a bridge gate between Taurus and Gemini. We've just been speaking about it. This is a major shift. Uranus doesn't change signs every day. This is like an 84-year orbit. It's been in Taurus, working slowly, steadily, disrupting your values, your stability, your sense of security. That seems pretty spot on, because the planet Uranus is the disruptor. It's about originality, uniqueness, where you're here to shake things up or break patterns. It's the planet tied to the midlife crisis. And now it's moving into Gemini. Everything speeds up as if it wasn't going fast enough already. So possible disruption from body to stability, grounding, the last number of years of Uranus basically disrupting our stability and our feeling grounded into shaking things up around our minds, our movement, our communication. It's another major pivot point. We start May on a full moon, a Scorpio full moon in gate 44. So this full moon brings in instinct. It's a splenic gate, meaning it has to do with instinct and intuition. I like to think of this as our inner caveman. And this moon brings alertness, recognition, and pattern awareness. It's cellular memory, deja vu, that feeling that you've already seen this before. It can bring up feelings of mistrust, hypervigilance, or expecting the past to continue to repeat itself. It can lean toward paranoia, but try to see it as wisdom. Your body, your cells remember. Your intuition remembers what your mind forgets. So it's definitely a time to look at what patterns are repeating themselves, and are they trying to tell you something? And how can you respond differently this time? We're going to turn to 44 in the guidebook and look at our beauty rituals for this full moon. Your mantra here is, my intuition remembers what my mind forgets. And it's a time to journal about what familiar pattern is showing up and how can I respond differently this time? Your beauty and self-care practices. Ooh, and I like this Ralph Waldo Emerson quote: trust instinct to the end, even though you can give no reason. So your beauty and self-care practices for this moon, this is a scent-driven primal energy supported with rituals that heighten and refine your inner nose. Very, very tied to scent. Explore clairolfaction. That is clear sense of smelling. Some people have that in their chart. In many places, cool markers for this. Explore it by smelling single note essential oils and noticing the emotional stories or physical reactions they evoke. Or conversely, go fragrance free, scent free for, a few days, a week. This one I love. Try forest bathing. I do this every day. Paying attention to the subtle shifts in the aromatics as you walk. I love this. I walk through the forest here in Scotland and I'm like around this beautiful loch and past 6 different waterfalls, and I'll stand there and I'm like, just deep breaths, breathing in the atmosphere in different places and how it all smells beautiful, but subtly different depending on where you're at and around the loch or near the ocean. Create a personal apothecary ritual where you blend your own grounding oil based on what your intuition is drawn to that day. Allow scent to be your guide. So this full moon, very scent oriented. Play with your essential oils. I'll be playing with my little fox. Portals take me through the portal in a very magical, mystical way. Yeah, my favorite. So to me, this is really about this full moon shining a light on some sort of pattern, something that you're going to be able to sniff out, right? Does something smell fishy? What smells off? Pay attention. And then we've got our Taurus new moon on May 16th in gate 8. See the pattern? So this is powerful. So for me, this new moon is very much about setting the scene, planting the seeds, preparing. What are you ready to be known for? What feels true for you to express? Plant the seed of whatever your presence is. Make that your contribution. You're ready to be seen and known for who you authentically, genuinely are. So again, we're going to go to 8 in our guidebook. Can't stress enough, like this one is very much about your own personal self-expression, getting your voice out there, being heard and or seen. And I say voice, that could be writing, it could be posting, it could be any sort of form of self-expression. So for 8, your mantra, my authenticity and uniqueness are my contribution. And your journal prompt here is, what small part of my voice or style wants to be seen today? How do I want to be seen? So here I'm suggesting to cultivate some sort of signature. What do you want to be known for? This is the time. Picking something reliable that signals you. A signature scent, a go-to lip shade, a piece of jewelry, something that just says you. I'm wearing all black, hot pink. I'm like, okay, this is me. I'm very steady. 8 is tied to PR, public relations. It's like what you're showing is how people are reading you. It would be a time to update your profile pic or your bio line to reflect who you are now. Another great thing to do on this new moon is also promote other people who are doing things that excite you. That's really important. Everyone has some sort of a platform. It may just be local influence, your family, your friends, your neighbors. It could be really big, but when you use your excitement to promote people and things that you truly, genuinely love, people are going to get excited about it and it's going to spread the love. But really pay attention. Don't do things out of obligation. Do it because you're genuinely excited and switched on because of this energy. So in closing, Taurus season is not about becoming something new. It's about becoming rooted in what's already true. Again, what do you want to be known for? This season is where your energy becomes something people can feel, something tangible, something real, something 3D. And this is exactly what's happening with these cards. It was something that came to me and now they've become real, tangible, and there's something that you can actually have to very soon to see the sequence, to work with it, to come back to it, to be able to hold them. More episodes are on the way this Taurus season. We'll be featuring the cards. I hope you're watching this on Spotify or on YouTube so you can visualize everything that's happening here. See the energy move throughout the body, how it moves throughout the body graph and the skies and impacts us, affects us, and how you can take advantage of it. And of course, until next time, have a beautiful day.